Whoa, that's free cell. Who are these clowns? Why is it not aligned? I'll never understand. Oh. Remember these two? You? Remy? Remember them? Whoa, that throw whiffed. Remy has a car throw, it's pretty good. Remy's got a lot of tools that like want to be pretty good. But none of them have any synergy. That's Remy's problem. Ryu had to parry that. That's not a super hard parry, I'm surprised he missed it. It looked like he went for a starting low parry, which works. There's no real reason not to parry high for that super though. But you can parry it either direction, pretty sure. I'm not so sure about Remy, considering there's Guile and also Charlie. A third Sonic Boom character, I don't know. He's just trying to be blocked, but because he hit, he got a fully charged engine. The engine Ryu is the problem for Remy. Remy's fireballs are pretty good in Fireball Wars though. He can throw a fireball that's low that hits the opponent as they're throwing like a Hadouken and then still block the Hadouken. It's kind of like Jury in Street Fighter 4. They could change him a lot. It's a very deadly scenario for Remy. Make his fireball not a boom. That would just make him more like Nash. Unless you mean change the animation, in which case, who the fuck cares? The problem is he shares a lot more in common with Guile. Like the flash kick and the two-hit sweep and shit like that. I guess that's pretty much it. Their low strong is similar, I guess. Remy's quite different from Guile. Apart from the really obvious stuff. Ugh! Was that? I think that was intended. What the fuck? Help. Video. Nope, it's not lagging, it's just the archive is shitty. Yeah, camera not available. Well, let's skip until after they fix this. That's unfortunate. Alright, there we go. We missed the first round and Elena won it. He tried the anti-air parry, but empty jump throw. Strong read. Elena's supers will not go through a Denjin. I can say pretty comfortably. She might manage to trade with Denjin if it's Super 1, but the fact is she'll trade and then it'll interrupt her super and she'll get dizzy. So it's pretty shit. Elena basically doesn't have a way out of Denjin, besides parry. Which is good enough, I guess. Absolutely adore that juggle. Unfortunate. A classic symptom of low tiers in every fighting game is that their moves have really, really long animations, which makes them incredibly committal. That is one thing that almost all low tiers in all fighting games share, and almost all high tiers in all fighting games share. Is high tiers will have attacks that aren't very committal, and low tiers will have attacks that are extremely committal. And I don't even mean safety. Like, you can have an attack that's safe on block, but if the opponent jumps out of it, it's like a full jump and punish. Versus a character that's safe on block, where if the opponent jumps out of it, they get to anti-air. That's like a huge deal in fighting games. There is no cancelled sweep for either of these two. So no. I don't think there's a cancelable sweep anywhere in Street Fighter 3. Except I guess one of Ibuki star combos. Nice. I don't think Elena's boring at all. Not even a little bit. I don't think lane play is boring at all. I love watching a good Dhalsim. I love watching a good Guile. I love watching a good Sagat. I love watching Turtle Akuma. A lot of people have this huge like stigma against lane play because they think it's like unfair. But like trying to run your opponent down, trying to run the clock down is such a hard thing. Whoa. Very nice predict, and then utterly choked the punish. Even if he got that punish, it wasn't that bad. Sand Fierce, EX Donkey Kick, Hard Tatsu would have only done like 30-40%. I don't get that much rage mail. Not ever since I like became someone who people know. Ever since there became like a slight inherent respect for me. It's not even like a respect for me. It's not even like these guys are just like, oh man, like I respect Befehl so much. There's this perception that anything I do is legitimate. You know what I mean? It's like, well, Befehl probably knows what he's talking about. Like, not respect like fucking respect, like I respect you as a human being. Or like I appreciate what you do for the community. Not that kind of respect. Just like fucking, this wouldn't be a, this must be a tactic because Befehl's doing it. I get that. So like no one ever criticizes the way I play. I used to get like rage mail before I was known, and then I stopped getting rage mail once I became known. A lot of people love to say, what you did shouldn't have worked and you're actually bad, but it just happened to work against me. Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is like these two things will end up being the same thing, except for the perception of the person using it. I do play defensively, but I would say I do play lame. I think the way that defensive and lame is just different sides of the same coin. You could be that guy who says, well, lame is bad and defense is good, so if anyone's playing defensive and winning, that means they're playing defensive, and if they're playing defensive and losing, they're playing lame. But I feel like that's splitting hairs. What the fuck? He got that. That was an accidental parry. He was already doing that. Wow, that wasn't a punish. He did it so certainly. It made it look like it was definitely going to be a punish. But it wasn't a punish. Does Ryu have to do like a micro-watt crutch fierce? That's actually, wow. Ryu's close fierce is probably out of range there, and his crutch fierce is definitely out of range. He's got to do like either low forward into punish or low strong into punish. Or he's got to do like a micro-walk. That's horrifying. I didn't know that about that matchup. How shitty. Nice jumping combo. It's kind of hard to get jumping combos in third strike. That's safe against Hugo. Or it's not safe, that was a punish. It's just not very unsafe. If Hugo doesn't get a red parry, he can only get like a jab. Yeah, very difficult. Oh. Same Fierce Thermal House. Pretty safe anti-air against Hugo. It's good against his jump in hitbox because he's not very tall. Wow, he really tried to EX lariat that. I mean, that'll work if Ryu delays it, but it won't work if he just does it. It basically got the same effectiveness as jumping out. If you go for instant parry, delayed throw will get you. If you go for jump out, delayed throw you'll avoid delayed throw. If you go for instant lariat, you'll avoid delayed throw. But both of those lose to instant tension throw. I'm pretty sure is that Sake in his name? That first character, that's not Lucky, is it? I'm pretty sure it's not. Shiawase looks kind of similar to that, but it's got the movement line that a lot of movement-based kanji have. But I'm pretty sure that's Sake next to his name. Is he drunk? Yeah, that is Sake. What if this Chun-Li is drunk? Good. Tatsujin. Good knowledge of Japanese. Huh? There's a failed confirm. The double donkey. That has good Oki, but it's lower damage than DP or Tatsu. It still has pretty good corner carry. Wow, I think he actually has it. Denjin is really good for making comebacks. Oh, that was such a good double jump. He could have come down with jump forward and it would have beat her spinning bird. Because he was way past the invincibility window. Excuse me. I remember the very first public alpha of Ultra in that I went to in Super Arcade. And I remember seeing Hugo on the screen for the first time, and Hugo literally, it was Hugo versus Sagat. I mean, not Sagat, T-Hawk. I think the T-Hawk was like, who's that guy? There was like a Super Arcade player who always played T-Hawk. It wasn't Arrow. Who the fuck was it? It could have been Hungbi, I guess. I think it was Hungbi and someone else. I guess it was Hungbi. It has to be Hungbi. Like, I don't know who else it would have been. It was definitely someone I remember who played T-Hawk. Who really plays T-Hawk back then. Anyway, Hugo literally made T-Hawk look small, and I was just like, Christ. I was like, I didn't know they could do this. Chun-Li's cheap. The fear of low forward super allows her to go for throw so many times. And even if you predict her to throw, she's not unsafe. Chun-Li has like a true mix-up where both options are safe. It's prohibitively difficult to prevent the opponent from going for throws against you in this game. Being reset to footsies doesn't really matter for Chun-Li because she beats most characters in footsies. The only things that actually beat throws are like throw invincible attacks like DPs, which a lot of characters don't have. There needs to be something really unsafe that's just a hard counter for throws. I think that's what like Street Fighter has always needed, but definitely Street Fighter 3. Maybe not really unsafe. This is what I always thought would be pretty good, is if backdash was airborne frame 1, like King of Fighters. And then if you got hit, if they did a meaty attack, it would just hit you. But it would air reset you. Whoa. That's a really weird X copy. X copy Chun is kind of bad. Chun-Li maybe has a bad matchup in Yun, but that's the only one. The 12 noises are so good. Jesus Christ. 12 back fierce, damage buff on crouching opponent. That back fierce did a lot. X copy 12! I would say Chun-Li is one of the worst characters to X copy because most of her danger is in her super. The more reliant a character is on their super or EX moves, or the more health they have, the worse they are to X copy. Copying someone with no EX, like Akuma, or someone with lower health than 12, like Twins or Akuma, or good use of no meter, like Oro. These are good things to copy. Copying in general is kind of bad though. X copy 12! That's embarrassing, losing to Chun-Li as the next copy, losing to X copy 12 as Chun-Li. That's really embarrassing. But the better player wins. What an odd matchup. This is it. This is the cleanest example in the whole game of one character utterly dominating in footsies and the other character having insane momentum. This is a matchup that's won in it's won in 90 seconds or lost in 5. This is the cleanest example of Alex being the fucking an insane momentum character. Because 12 like pretty handily beats him in footsies. but he just can't keep up with Alex damage. Now we've got Alex damage plus the damage boost. Powerful. Ah, that's unthrowable from the first frame, I'm pretty sure. It's a shame. It's a very nice juggle. It's only available if you get the one hit only. Because that move has like 3 juggle points. Wow, nice throw. I can't believe he went for that. That was insanely risky. Oh my god. There you go. Great example of Alex being Alex. Is this Furo? This is that Furo? Niang? Hey, you guys know this character. You guys know Alex. What do you know? RIP close forward. That normal's not in Street Fighter 5. Shit. That's like one of Alex's staple normals. That's like Alex's staple normal. That's like the root of all his combos. Of all the things for them to not bring back, it's weird that they didn't bring back that. I don't know what I'd want it to be. Back forward, I guess. But that would make it hard to use stand forward as a poke while keeping charge. I guess I'm fine with it not being in the game. You just use stand strong in all the same places. It's just kind of weird to think about. The staple of Alex's combos isn't there. Alex in general looks kind of wooden in Street Fighter 5. There's a lot of subtlety to the animation in this game. EX, yeah. That only got 1 hit! Sucks to be Alex. Those jump strong. Very unusual normal. Haven't seen that in a long fucking time. It's like the secret Alex normal. He could have, I think he had a juggle there. I'm pretty sure he could have juggled EX slash elbow or something like that. Slash elbow into EX slash elbow. I don't think he could have gone EX knee, it was too far. I wouldn't say it's because SF3's animations are good, I would rather say that it's why SF3's animations are good. Alex's hands are great in general. Ugh. It's very cool in Third Strike when you see how like stable or how bouncy various characters are, because there's actually a lot of variance to it. Like if you actually look at Makoto's idol, it looks like she's fucking totally still. But the thing is, there's still wind effect on her clothes. It's just like, well, Makoto's not. It's not that Makoto's not animated, because she's still animated. It's just trying to show off that Makoto has like perfect form. Makoto is just very, very like, you know, well maintained. You know what I mean? That was super desperate, but it actually worked. You need something equally stupid to win this. That's unthrowable. Disciplined, yes. Makoto has perfect discipline. Air target combo is really good on tall characters, particularly this one. Nice! Aw, should have been EX. He managed to salvage it with the cancel. The cancel's really unsafe, but it can catch people trying to punish the non-cancel. It's kind of like a second Rekka from Faye. You're already unsafe, and you could make yourself more unsafe, but you could save yourself. He could have hit confirmed to super, and he would have won. He could have punished that, and he would have won. Did he really wanted to use that healing there? I guess if he doesn't kill me, no. He wanted it. I mean, I knew he did it on purpose, but just that was a really strange decision. I was like wondering if he was going to try and spend some more time in the round trying to build meter or something. With low jabs. Makoto, I mean not Makoto, Elena doesn't have a button she can whiff super quickly. Oh no, Elena's in charge of punishing. So now we got 3 taunts Q versus an Elena with no meter. So this is doable. In fact, I would even say it's still fair. But it's going to take a long fucking time. As a punish? I don't think so. That's a Q only combo. It's kind of cool looking. There are a lot of combos that you can only use mid-screen on Q because he's extremely wide. Q's gotten the things that he needed to win. Now it's looking pretty much in his favor unless Elena can get a really clutch healing. And even then, Q has full screen presence with his super, so you can't easily get a healing off. He's got to go for the partial healing off a throw. So this is still like very random. This is about fair still. Maybe slightly in Q's favor. Nice! He needed that. Oh my god. Yeah, there it is. Put up a good fight. But 3 taunts Q is really hard to make a comeback on, as any character. You could have super confirmed that. Whoa! Low blocking the entire thing. Come on. That punish towards strong. That was absolutely an accident. That was a failed low strong buffered into DP, I think. Alright, that utter choke just cost him. He's probably just gonna die in the next few seconds. Letting the opponent taunt. It's over. This is not a comeback that can happen. He did the super cancel that. He was afraid that she would cancel. Yeah. Lena's not a comeback character. Q's cool. Fall rice. This is a bad matchup. Not surprised to anyone. Blood taunts are good in this matchup. Deliberately get hit in order to taunt. He's losing his chance to blood taunt. She's got a super now. Now he can't get any more taunts. I feel like he didn't play this quite right. I feel like it was better off. He was better getting the taunts than he was like keeping up in footsies. It's not gonna kill because of that one taunt. She's dead to chip. She has to red parry. That's one of the easiest supers in the entire game to red parry. He went for it. He just missed it. Very nice confirm. See, the later rounds Chun-Li often starts with meter, so you can't really easily get taunts off because every time you taunt when the opponent Chun-Li has meter, so you can either jump in and fuck your day or just fuck your day with an immediate super. A bunch of your setups to get free taunts off, like air-to-air jump fierce or like, you know, whatever else. Air-to-air jump fierce is a good example. All of a sudden she can punish you. Like he can't get any taunts off at the start of this round. That's why it's so important in the first round to get your taunts off. He won the first round though, so it's not like that hurt him. When the first super momentum leads to the second super. He could have hit him from that. He's not hit confirming his dash punches. Every time you do a dash punch as Q, you can do double quarter circle. And when it hits, it's not too hard to react with a punch. It's doable. This better be smooth criminal. It's not. Oh, Stand Fierce hit her midair. It's like exactly what he needed. He's made this so awkward though. Those were two incredibly awkward like salvages. Oh, really nice parry, really nice punish. Ugh, fuck Chad. This character's straight unfair. Ugh. It's very important that Chun-Li gets her counter pokes off in this matchup. That's stand fierce to beat a low strong. If Young gets 3 low strongs off, he's gonna win. Counter poking gun is pretty hard, but Chun-Li's one of the few characters who can really do it. Tried to back fierce with dive kick, but it hit too fast. There it is. Super good anti-air against twins. Beats dive kicks clean. Beats jump and parry pretty reliably. I think it loses to regular jumps though, right? I think twin jump fierce, jump roundhouse will beat Chun-Li back fierce. Nice blocking. It's very rare that I see someone block fake dive kick into low short palm. That's a hard block. There's a really weird dash there. Dash in, lightning legs was super clean. I hated dive kicks as Vega all the way up to the end. I knew about stand strong, I knew about EX flip kick. I knew about Ultra 2, but they're still annoying. Stand roundhouse. He's got like decent dive kick answers. But a well-utilized dive kick is still a problem. Nice. Caught him trying to dodge the jump and stomp. The X guard probably works, you just have to do it like fucking early. Technically you can use any Scarlet Tear, and if you trade you can juggle a hit from hard Scarlet Tear. It's a good trade. Nice, that's the cross of unblockable. He missed his combo though. Another one. He was really early on his jump, so the jump medium kick whiffed. Nice. What the fuck are you doing, Thanatos? Uppercut would have killed. It's a bad matchup. But Thanatos is really good. Those were all Kara universal overheads. This could be touch of death if he does it right. There it is. Huh? No stun juggle? That drastically, he could have killed. Okay. He actually could have killed with that combo and then like chose to do a really stupid thing. No, I don't touch Vega in 5. Oh, the Moogle Pies. I tried to play Vega recently against one of my friends and he felt so fucking awkward. I know he's the kind of character who comes slowly. His toolset is extremely strange. It doesn't work unless you like have a good knowledge of how to use it. That wiggling was weird. Random activate 5 stone, and then failed to parry it fireball. Wow, that was actually really optimal. And he got a nice reset. And he really burned bar there. Wow! I'm surprised he had the health to do that. I thought he was toast. And I didn't think he was toast, I just thought he would bait it without blocking it. But instead he just blocked it. I feel exactly the same way about 5 as I did about Street Fighter 4, except I was more ready for it. I think there's just something about fighting games where you hate, like, a lot of things. I mean, I think that 5 is kind of bad in a few various ways that other fighting games weren't. Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 3 weren't. But I think it's really cool in other ways that Street Fighter 3 and 4 weren't. But I think there's something inherently very awful about getting to learn a new fighting game that people often don't consider. Very interesting parry into punish. Pre-jump ins are what Street Fighter 3 is all about. Car Universal Overhead is one of Aura's best tools. What an odd juggle. That's actually really hard to do too. Sin Strong does not juggle very well there. It's like a worse juggle patently than Stamina House. I love crush counters. That's my favorite new feature. Crush counters are fun as fuck. Ah, 3 stone is so much better than 5 stone in footsies, especially in this matchup. I don't know what the fuck Thanatos is doing. He's playing super whack. That's a hard juggle. It's max meter build on twins. Whoa. Yeah, I don't quite like the way they handled normals either. That was my specialty. It's the way that I use normals. Good backdash. Very good reverse. These 5 stones are just running out so quickly. He needs to use fucking 3 stone. If you're gonna activate randomly, 3 stone is so much better. Thanatos is completely insane. King of Fighters 14 did that a lot, except it felt a little bit more fair. But they removed pretty much every far cancel, which drastically limits everyone's like far options. Like everyone had all these like cancelable far normals, but now the only cancelable far normals are like sweeps, which means that they can be used for pressure but not combos. Max damage. Aura's Fireball, Aura's EX Fireball follows you around, but it's kind of slow with its tracking. It's probably the best Fireball in the game, we're very close to it. Fucking 3 stones so much better. Tried to get 2 completions there and missed both, and Makoto could have reversaled out. Max meter build. Almost got the Super 3 he needs. Oh, he's dead? No. Critical drop. He should have died from that combo. And now she's dead, I think. Yeah, this is like impossible to live. Meaty stand, medium kick into command grab. The only way to get meaningful damage from afar in KOF 14 is to poke with a poke and cancel the max mode. Max mode is already Neo-maxing was already the name of the game in King of Fighters 13, but now they've made it only cost 1 bar. It's like even more the name of the game. It's just the way you play. I actually like it a lot. I love max mode. Max mode combos being as weak as they are Makes it a lot more fair that that's the name of the game. It makes it less like game deciding who gets the first max mode combo. It's like perfect in my opinion. Meteor is literally perfect in King of Fighters. But footsies have been changed quite a lot from 13, which is the one I was used to. Love that juggle. Show is such a good shot. I mean, Yun. YSB. さあ、鳥川さん、展望としてはですね、やはり今一番ホットな山、SHO に対して Show me those big man moves. どう挑んでいくかというところなんですが、相手はやはり今一番ホットな山。Neutral throw. You almost never see that. It's a guaranteed taunt. He could have gotten a taunt off there. It's kind of not worth it. You'd rather have the Oki than the taunt in this matchup. Your health is an okay resource, but the number of mix-ups you get is more important than the number of mix-ups you have performed on you. Oh, he was a bit early. It's really important skill in this matchup to be able to parry a dive kick and SPD the ground recovery. The ground recovery will be at different times depending on how high you block the dive kick. That's probably the least damage I've seen someone take during a Genjin in a long time. Nice. A dive kick would be strong. That's the problem. They've like brought everyone down. The dive kicks in Street Fighter V are honestly the worst dive kicks I've ever seen in any fighting game. And they're still like both worth using. Nikeli's and Kami's, and I guess Chun-Li has a kind of semi-dive kick in her instant air legs, which is probably the best of the three. And I guess Ken has one too. Forgot about him. Ken and Kami both only have strong ones with EX. But they're both really, really good, the EX ones. Ken's is arguably a smidge better because Ken's toolset works better with it. Kami, it's like, well, I'm expecting the EX dive kick or nothing. It's like the one thing that she can really hit me with is the EX dive kick. But Ken's got other stuff. Ken can approach on the ground or in the air. Much easier than Kami can. There are no tourneys in my area. I've gone to one third strike tournament, two third strike tournaments in my entire life. I did really well in both of them. But mostly my skill is just like locked away. I love that. I love anti jump back, jump back, jump back parry. Jump back attack parried and punished with Stand Fierce. My speed's like, yeah, here we go. He needs like a parrying. This is a bad idea. Oh my god. Yam was afraid. Very nice. Sims drills are a dive kick, I guess, but they're like one of the better dive kicks. They're honestly like the best dive kick in the game. But they work terribly with Sims like other toolset. He can only combo out of them with like EX bar, meaningfully with EX bar. He doesn't move very well, so very rarely are you threatened by them. He has to be really close to you. He has to have like frame advantage. He takes damage so badly. Sims dive kicks are great, and it's fine that he has them. Sim was handled perfectly. My only like slight regret is that he looks, I'm beginning to feel like he might be a bit weak. It feels like Sim has always had a lot of redundancy, and now they've made his fireball go up. It works really fucking well with his grounded normals going straight. And it also works really well with his instant air teleport. It's like a fucking stroke of brilliance to make his fireball the way it is. The only slight lament I have is, well no, I don't know. The thing about Sim that's so brilliant is that his whole gameplay is about pushing the right button at the right time. And the way they've handled his normals makes that like perfect. There's literally like a time and place for every button right now. Back strong and low strong are both super important. Low back forward is super important. Stand forward is really fucking important. Stand fierce and stand roundhouse are probably the most redundant, but there's still times where you'd pick one or pick the other. They're still not fully overlapped, but they've got nearly the same startup and nearly the same range. Love that confirm. Street Fighter 5 style confirms. DiCaprio would be lazy. I don't think the Capcom's never going to add DiCaprio. I think she'll probably make it in eventually, but I don't think she's going to make it in soon. Just because she would be lazy. You never see that juggle. He missed it. His timing was not quite perfect. If you do it a little early, they'll get flung the wrong way. That's the max damage after close to a medium kick, which pretty much only matters if it's gonna kill. Tried to parry third Rekka, but third Rekka never came. Oh man, Sho's doing super hot. Really nice walk in low. He actually got the hit on the first one. He could have done low short into EX Rekkas. 2 low shorts into EX Rekkas. That's Yun's cheapest bullshit. It's fucking unbelievably risky. It's like it's next level risky. Sodom has not that much in common with a grappler. He does have a command grab, but it's more like Q's command grab. And everything else he has is like not very grapplery. Hager is a character that a lot of people would expect, so that was a really bad example. You really think we'll get 2 from Alpha when we had 4 from Alpha in the base roster and only 3 in the DLC for Street Fighter 3? And like, no one from Street Fighter 4? Jury. People hella fucking say Final Fight characters. People have been saying they should add Hager to Street Fighter for a long fucking time, dog. I would call Hager like top 20 anticipated characters, maybe top 10. He's probably top 5 of like new characters, or like, you know, not new characters, but non-repeat Street Fighters. Love that reset. Honestly, with Season 2, they do need to just get all the characters that people really love playing. They need to get the favorites. It's not time right now for like, oh my god, look who we brought back. It's time for, let's sell more copies of the game and give people what they want. Blanca doesn't have to be awful. Oh my god, how did he expect that? How was he right? Nice punish. It is unbelievably shitty for Akuma to go for reversal hard DP. So he never does it. But that Yun actually baited it at the same time that Match actually did it. I was not expecting that. No one ever lists Laura as a cool character when they list cool new characters. Or was insanely cool. Wow, that punish. Let me punish your teleport out of the corner with this stand jab. I'm literally the opposite. I find Nikali's visual design and concept really cool, but as a character, I think he's very generic. He's a phone-in. He was dead to chip. He had the red parry, and he got the red parry. Sho is a really good player. That was actually really brilliant. That was a good East versus West. Let's do another. I just want the dot. I'll do a semicolon. Caveman with dreads is cool. He looks like a wild man. And he fights like a wild man. I like his theming. Kusaryu versus the XCopy 12. This 12 was pretty good. Every time 12 shows up, there's always a little bit of like 12 matchup knowledge issues. Very few people actually have the correct matchup knowledge against 12. Interesting. Really, really terrible, but interesting. Let me hear some squiggly Ryu noises. That throw damage. That overhead damage. XCopy 12's damage is so good. XCopy 12 should be able to... Oh no, GG. XCopy 12 should be able to use chunks of his meter, his timer, to use EX moves. And also his teleport, his transform back should be safe. It's shit that he gets punished so badly for that. XCopy is a meme. XCopy is bad. This guy's fooling around with a bad super on purpose. 12 is not possible. Anyone who thinks, oh, you mean 12 coming back is possible. 12 winning in this game is not possible, but 12 returning is pretty good. Yeah, 12 is a meme. Picking the worst super on the worst character is a meme. Sean is probably worse than 12. "12 V trigger turns you into the opponent." That would actually be super cool. Turns you into the opponent with a damage boost. How neat would that be? Holy shit, I'm actually getting excited just thinking about it. And then because you're using your V-trigger meter to transform, you can still use EX moves as the opponent's EX moves. Oh my god, I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Sean got literally everything nerfed. They didn't give a fuck. They were just like, well, like, we fucked up with 12. He's supposed to be thematically weak. I'd really like actual changes. Whether I think it'll ever happen, it won't be Third Strike re-released with actual changes. It'll just be Third Strike like 3.4. It'll just be Street Fighter 3 4th down. That could happen eventually. Wow, what a fuck up. You might lose for that. 12, I would say 12 has an advantage here. 12 is better in footsies. Yep. Imagine if we could do like 12 stand fierce and then V-trigger cancel. And then like do like... I don't know. Like Ryu stand fierce or crouch fierce hard DP. For memory reasons, 12 turning into the opponent is the most feasible option. That Lena looks naked. Ah, a white Elena. Oh no. Wow, he actually got it off safely by throwing in the last nanosecond of his V trigger. He actually safely returned to base form. I don't think I've ever seen a 12 safely end V trigger. V trigger, what the fuck? X copy. All these letter followed by word names. X copy 12 damage, so good. What a joke! I'm pretty sure that he's airborne during his transform back, so that was a really bad punish. I guess it wasn't. It would have juggled alright. What do you mean two popular sides? I'd never hear anyone say nerf top tiers. I never ever hear anyone say that. Literally no one is about that. There's not a single person who's like, I really want the top tiers to be nerfed. Whether it's the top tier players or the low tier players, everyone's like, I want my character buffed. Or I don't want them to touch my character. Those are the only two schools of thought. They better not touch Chun-Li versus I hope they buff Hugo. Literally everyone thinks that only buffing is better. It's just that nerfing is easier, or rather the combo of buffing and nerfing is easier. I feel like the only time they should nerf is when a mix-up is just too stupid. Or like when a tool is just too stupid. That comboed. Someone asked that yesterday, who I think is going to win Capcom Cup. My tentative answer is Momochi. Momochi, Tokido, Kazunoko. It's my tentative list. If there's a single Westerner who can do it, I feel like it's probably just him. But I don't think a Westerner can do it. Damn, a snuggle. Infiltration might be able to do it. He's really good. He did win Evo. Infiltration is still amazing, figured out or not. Whether people have finally realized that Nash might not be as strong as suggested, Infiltration is still amazing. But my tentative list is still Momochi, Tokido, Kazunoko in that approximate order. Whoa. Yeah, I probably do. I forgot about him. I was trying to think of people. Do has a much better shot. Do is like probably as good as Justin, if not better, and also plays characters that people are not as good at fighting. And also has a better ability to counterpick, and I'm pretty sure he daps faster. Nice. I'm gonna back up Do. I'm gonna say Do has the best chance. I don't think Do will win though. I'm actually really hyped to watch it. That's pretty soon. Capcom Cup. The 4th? Come on, yeah. I want Daigo to win. I don't know why you'd want FGM to win. Justin's had the jump tech OS for a long fucking time. He doesn't do it very much, but I've seen him do it like in fucking ancient footage. Daigo has a chance. F-Champ, I'm not so sure. But Daigo has a chance. Daigo could do it. I'm not so good on the Euro players. I don't know how everyone's doing in Euro. What the fuck ethnicity is F-Champ? I look at him and I don't see anything. Everyone has a chance. I don't know, I'm not so sure everyone has a chance. I kind of agree but kind of don't. It's gonna be a fucking mega Shark Tank. Oh yeah, Filipino champ. He's probably Filipino. I think I solved it. I think I solved his ethnicity. Broke the code. Wait until I tell FGC, our Street Fighter about this, our Kappa. They'll be ecstatic to learn. Oh, that's a punish. He got a really bad one. Could have been a 720. Anyone ever go on Shoryuken forums? It used to be a huge thing on Shoryuken forums that people would come in and like be like, I'm gonna win Evo. Hey guys, I've never played fighting games before, but I've decided to get really into them, and this time next year I'm gonna go to Evo and win. Like a fucking huge thing that a lot of people did. There would be like a new post like that every week. I've never played fighting games before, but I'm gonna win Evo. I'm gonna practice really hard. You guys have no idea. Other people have tried this, sure, but like they don't have the work ethic I have. And then all of them drop the game after like a few weeks or a few months. How the fuck does everyone get the idea that like you can just come in and win Evo? No one realizes how much work it is until they actually play the game a little bit. I've seen so many times that thread. Mirror is a big problem right now. Oh. Media clap. I mean, there's a very obvious psychological effect in that you don't know, like you assume something's easy if you don't know anything about it. Oh. Nice. When you do a mirror like that, you have two mix-ups. The first one, if you do the lower the overhead, you can react and combo into a launcher and get a full combo. But if they block the first mix-up, they block the first low overhead, you can get to another low overhead, but you can't combo out of that one. But it's a guaranteed mix-up. It's actually a very clever system that Urian is built around. I don't even think it's people saying stuff like that. I beat all my friends at fighting games, so I'm good. That happens a lot. That happens a lot in Smash. That's not so prevalent in other fighting games. But in Smash, that's very common. Dunning-Kruger effect, I guess. That's a pretty... That's that. Unconscious incompetence. Big fish in small pond is really common in Smash because everyone's played Smash. And no one knows what good Smash looks like. It's not usually big fish in small pond in Street Fighter. It's usually my work ethic is like inhuman. That's always the logic I see. It's like other people have tried and failed, but they don't have the work ethic I do. They weren't really serious about this, but I can be really serious about this. But people always overestimate how serious they can be. It's always like, oh man, I can diet for a month, no problem, and then they diet for 2 days, and they're like, fuck, this is hard. People always way overestimate their own ability to fucking stay dedicated to something. Because as soon as they stop being dedicated to something, they immediately decide it wasn't worth being dedicated to. Yeah, online play has done a lot for Big Fish and Small Pond, thankfully. Now even like the fucking now even players like Wolfcrone. I guess he's a good example. Not even players like Wolfcrone can go online and find people who can just smash their faces in. The fundamental problem with diets is that no one looks at the word diet. There's been a reimagining of the word diet, a reinterpretation. People have changed the meaning. Diet is a very habitual word. When you say diet, you're referring to, like, you know, everything you eat in a given... You're referring to all the different kinds of foods you eat in a given amount of time. It's a variety thing. It's not like fucking one meal is your diet. It's every possible thing that you eat is your diet. But, like, people have taken this very habitual word of diet and reinterpreted it to mean a temporary thing. People, that's the problem with dieting. That's the big reason. That's not the big reason everyone's fat. The big reason everyone's fat is because being fat is easy. But you don't go on a diet. You change your diet. It needs to be a permanent thing. It needs to be habitual. Damn, we're talking about diets, and here's diet. Wolfcrone is a good player, but how good he is in this game is very questionable. And also he has some questionable online habits. I haven't seen him in tournaments, but he lives, I think, in bumfuck nowhere. So I don't think he really attends that many actual tournaments. But like watching him play online, he's pretty good. He's like better than me. He's a lot better than me. There is a big gap between tournament play and online play. Well, it depends. When you watch tournaments, it's very easy to just see the finals or see random matches from like very late in the tournament, or like only see the good players playing in the early tournament. There are a lot of pot monsters in tournaments. Having gone to Wednesday night fights a whole lot, pot monsters are a very common thing. What people don't realize about tournaments is just how little of a tournament you see as an entrant. Like when you enter a tournament, you're only gonna fight like 5 or 6 matches if you do well, and maybe double that if you do poorly. You know what I mean? Like if you win twice in a tournament, you're in the top 25% of players. For having 2 matches that you won, you've narrowed yourself down to only like the top 25. and then one more and you're like almost in the top 10. Top 10%, that is. When people think about tournaments, they don't usually think about just how quickly you get fucking separated into the best possible players of the tournament. But it's really fucking fast. I've gone like 3 and 2 in a lot of tournaments. That's like a really common thing. I think 3 and 2 is my most common placing, besides probably 2 and 2. The farthest I've ever made it is like 6 and 2, which is damn good. Ugh. That was very late in Street Fighter 4. Anyway, there's a bunch of jobbers in every tournament, but you get out of the jobbers almost instantly unless you yourself are a jobber. Four-2 is sick. 4-2 is like a super good like tournament placing. But the thing about tournaments is there's only like 1 to 2 to 3 winners. Nice. If you win 4 matches and winners, that's like fucking top 5%. Top 6.25. Ooh, that Tatsu hit once on the front and then once on the back. Poor Q. Hit him midair. Can't quick stand that. I want to get better with Ibuki in Street Fighter 5. She's fun to play. That back strong was really nice. This matchup is so miserable. He needs 1 tackle into super, but even then that's really risky. He can't even get a single tackle. There it is. Goki had to play a very particular way to dodge reversal super, which opened him up to things like that. I hated Ibuki in Street Fighter 4, but I like her in Street Fighter 5. There are a lot of characters where I wouldn't have given them the time of day, but their simplification has made them fun. Oh, I guess this should be pretty obvious, but we're not going to have a BAF Cup today. Apologies, everyone. No, bomb combos are like cool. There are tricks to them, but the tricks are fairly simple to learn, and there's like fundamental ways to use the bomb too. Whoa.
まあこれやっぱりその投げ場合広い対決だからあれもあれなのか。いやまずね今の体力差だったら、ヒーローがちょっとやる気さなんだよね。体力多すぎて。あでもこれどうなんだろう。粘る。ああいう技もねブロッキングしながら前に行かなきゃね。
Damn, all you Euros in the chat probably don't even know what day it is today. Okay, you probably do know what day it is today. Damn, that punish was really sick. Euros don't need to celebrate Thanksgiving because they can eat turkey anytime they want. Where the fuck are turkeys from? They're American, right? Pretty sure they're an American native bird. Where the fuck are chickens from? Chickens are from like Vietnam, aren't they? Or like something like that. You know what absolutely trips me out? Tomatoes were North American native vegetable. Tomatoes didn't exist until North America was discovered. Someone brought this up to me one time and it's been tripping me out ever since. When you think about like the staples of Italian cuisine, it's impossible not to think of a tomato. But Italians didn't have tomatoes until like Italy's like old as dirt. And Italians didn't have tomatoes until like the fucking 1500s. Later. The fucking bizarre thought that this vegetable could just change your entire culture. Oh. I like donkey kick a lot. Imagine if there was like some new island that just popped up in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And there was like some vegetable on it and it became like a staple of your culture's cuisine. You can link anything in here. You could link porn in here. I wonder if that's a real website. No one click on that link. Who knows where it goes? Oh shit, gay porn. I'm really waiting for KO 14 Steam. I remember the days of porn sites. Before no one used porn sites anymore, before people would just go to porn like video compilation sites. I remember when there would be like a dedicated site for like some kind of porn subject. They're probably still really common. But nowadays it's just browsers and Pornhub and X-Hamster and whatever else. Whatever other wacky porn sites you use. Jesus, I have vivid memories of like all the pornographic images being like blacked out, being like starred out. I'd be like, if you just pay for this site, you'll get everything. That's a really weird juggle I've never seen. Must be crazy hard to space. Oh yes, a subreddit for your favorite kind of porn. Nice. Tatsu. He didn't get it. In the corner you can juggle out a super. If I could get sponsored by X-Hamster. I've never even been to X-Hamster. I just remember reading like a Today I Fucked Up that was about a guy like trying to masturbate in front of his girlfriend, but he felt like super on the spot, so he had like a really awkward story. It was a good one. Very nice super. Junk hard punch, only JP3, so the opponent still got juggle potential. You can still juggle them. Anyway, the guy in that Tifu story like went to X-Hamster because he didn't want to go to his normal porn sites. He was like really big into like BDSM, but he didn't want his girlfriend to know. So he tried to think of porn that he could look at that wasn't BDSM. And he tried to think of a website he could go to that was like for normal porn, end quote. Nice. Well placed, low short. Chun-Li's damn good, but she can just get rocked if the opponent gets any momentum. Damn, there are people who have been in long fucking relationships with their wives and husbands who are giant perverts and their spouse doesn't know. I don't think BDSM has ever been considered tame. It's now considered like widespread. It's like pretty bad as they go. Not pretty bad, but pretty extreme. But it's like a common kind of extreme. It's probably like the most common extreme one. Oh. Wow. Oh no, he's dead. The extra meter build. Staying strong because it's undroppable. We'll never know. Wow. He really did jab into super.
そうなんかその雰囲気だけでボスしてくれよと。それっぽいのも大事だから。あ、それっぽいのも大事だ。俺はしないけど。俺はしないけど。
Oh, he could have empty canceled that. That would have been cool. Ryu could have empty canceled that low strong or that low forward. He should be empty canceling a lot against Makoto and Azure.
確かに。いや、こいつワンチャンできるかもみたいな。そうそうそうそう。
Nice.
ただ同じゲーセンにずっと来てるのバレて、そうか。一見そうねえの。お前本当にそれ？嘘だろみたいな。本当かよっつって。で上級者はもし本当だったら本当だ本当だ本当だって。まあ疑いかかるのがなんだろう性格の悪い上級者だよね。
Ugh.
やめて。
Akagari is my favorite Alex.
悪い上級者とかそういう表現良くないですよ。
Oh my god, that jump fierce.
上級者でいいじゃないですか。俺どっちかっていうとなんか信じた人だから。
I don't know anything about BDSM, but I had a friend who read it, and he said the thing that really pissed him off about it was that they treated people with fetishes as like people who were broken, who were waiting to be fixed. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, I don't know if it's true that the book talks about that. Damn, that was good. I'm a strong proponent of no one chooses what gives them a boner. If you got to choose what gave you a boner, probably no one would be into giantesses. Maybe some guys still would. Fixing a broken partner is like a very common love story, though. That's like a thing that like excites a lot of people, is changing your partner to be with you. Everyone's always like, oh my god, it's so romantic for your partner to like sacrifice like something for you. And then everyone is also like never change for your partner. My partner is never gonna have me like change who I am for them. Fetishes aren't natural. Fetishes are extremely natural, dog. It is very normal for people to have that shit. That shit has been observed in animals and everything. They don't have an association with sex, but that doesn't make them unnatural. I show no love to homo thugs. I don't know the lyrics. I don't know the next lyric. Where the hood at? Oh my god, it's so romantic when someone changes to fall for you. Everyone needs to love me for who I am. People have crazy double standards. Very nice confirm. Ugh. That step. That was insanely cool. I don't think induced and natural were really conflicting in my head. I guess you could interpret them as conflicting. Jesus Christ, is this happening? What's going on? Makoto did like 4 towards Fierces in a row. I'll play fighting games on stream if you want. I'll play you if you want to play. We can run a set. Oh no! Oh, you'll have to wait 30 minutes for this video to end. That roundhouse is super plus. It's a pretty nice little normal, but it comes out really slowly and has kind of small range. Necro has unusually good punishing power. Oh, he got 3 hits as an ATR. I never see that get more than 1 hit as an ATR. Usually people don't mash it. But I thought even if you mash it, it wouldn't get extra hits. Nice. He hits the red parry. Very difficult. He went for it.
確率だよね。なるほど。それはやっぱり楽にする。まあ選択でね、どうせだなんかどうせ同じ迷うんだったら一読みして一発勝負みたいな。ワンチャンそうだね、サネ君。富永さんよりスイッチうまかった。やめろって。たまにこのさ、シャカシャカ合戦がつまんない人っているんだよ。
If there was a third strike BAF Cup, Extra Tech would somehow find out about it and he would enter and win it. He would beat me in finals.
中盤こすりに寒いとか言ってんじゃねえぞとバカでしょあれ命だから
That dizzy, I can't get my eyes off it.
それほど寒いのにさゲージダメ寒いって言われてもだからユリアンのさゲージダメとかさ切れてる人いるからさマジか誰か押されちゃったけど知り合いとかでね
Alex Necro. Almost nothing. Necro's jump, or his... Oh, he got one. He was expecting the first parry to be much sooner, so that was probably his second parry. And his timing was probably way off. Who cares if it turns into its tons of versions? What the fuck? Why'd you be afraid of that? That just means it's the best time ever to play it right now. Capcom has said on record several times that the SF5 disc is the only one you'll ever need to play SF5. If you hate dive kick being plus, just parry it. Necro's not strong. It's like not very risky to go for parries against Necro. I just said, fuck. The one disc is the only disc you'll ever need. That dizzy bar. That dizzy bar. There it is. What is that face? That's a good face. That's straight up anime right there. Pimente is actually really good. That's probably why. Oh fuck. The crying A. That's one of my favorites. My favorite are like the ASCII cats. With the A mouths. Pimente is good in third strike. Well, maybe he's good in general, I don't know. I haven't seen Gutex play in a long fucking time. I've been seeing a little bit of archives of him playing Urian. What is this?
届かないこれは届かない
Fugu.
ハンマーで
I'll open this for later,
あスタートラインなんだ
in case it's perfect.
だからなんか
That looked lewd.
お楽しみくださいみたいな感じよさあこれをしばらくお楽しみください
Good old parries.
そしてこれですこれも一応ブロッキングしかってれば確定だから
Parrying your way through that is like near impossible.
でしかも今のヘリ注目してほしいのが、そんな減ってないあんまり減らないんだまあでも完全対空でちなみに下チーパン取ってボディプレスは出ないから低空であ空からした時ってふわってなるじゃん
Damn, that.
出せないから
Oh my god.
だからメインとボディの2
This Necro's good.
だから
Kunitan.
空ブロジだけだから登り
He's here a lot.
自慢空ブロ
He's in a lot of these wars.
ネクロのシャカシャカ開幕後ろに歩いてってシュッシュシュッシュシャカシャカねダッシュを吊るしながらシャカシャカしたこれですねゲージありきのそうそう後ろ台キックでエネルパタパタするんだけどスカリはしゃがみ中キックで大パンいけるはずだけどまあしゃがみ中キックかなじゃあまあそれで多少相手のゲージ
That sweep, well placed.
でエレナとしては、まあ別にエレクダッシュに後ろ中パンエレクされてもそんなにループ性がないからピオリまでいかないはずだからそう簡単にはだから突っ込むべきなんだあじゃあ割と前に行っちゃうんだ割とね持久差になるとシャカシャカされるからねで飛びも通んないから正直
Good. How should I practice parrying? That's really, 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 really hard to answer if you don't have a console version of this game.
エレナはちなみに持久戦キャラじゃないからね
Do something on one controller and then parry it with another. Get Final Burn Alpha and do a save state of yourself doing something parryable. And then practice parrying it.
なるほどでもなんかじっくりするプレイヤーが多そうな気がするけどだからこういう見ててドキドキする展開になるわけじゃんまあ見てる方が楽しいよ実際
Every time I see this face, I think of a Whooper.
いつ死ぬんだろうみたいなあそういうこともうカウントダウン始まるからまあでもどっちが強いかなでも怖いのはやっぱりグイグイ前に来る方
Option selecting parries between normals is like the first step of like actually understanding what parries are supposed to do. You can always spot someone who's really bad at parries or doesn't understand the role of parries because they just like stand still and like tap forward as soon as you get close.
あもういっちゃっていいけどねこれは中間ブレイブがまだしばらくねでまたエレク2本があるからですねこれがエレク2本のループ悪魔のループ2本目をやがったらまた3本目がダメみたいななるほどうまい
It's literally you just tap forward and then you do your attack. If they attack you, you parry it. If they don't attack you, you do your attack. There's nothing to that OS. That's like the very, very basic OS of Third Strike. Is the OS parry before actions. Jump in, OS parry, then roundhouse or whatever.
さあこれで充電はフルパワーだよ
You're the wrong version of electric of hammer, the spin hook. If you play a charge character, you parry into moves that give inherent charge, and like every charge character has that. Urian has Crouch Fierce, Oro has Close Stand Strong, Remy has Crouch Fierce. Q either uses his command grab or does close forward into slaps. Charge characters just do things that don't require charge, which every charge character has. Command grab is a thing that gives Q inherent charge. Weird to think about it like that, but it's pretty much the same deal as Remy's Crouch Fierce. It's unsafe, but you just only do it if you parried. Necro is okay. Necro has long been seen a low tier character, but he's had very good success in tournaments compared to most low tier characters. Necro's like come second in I think 2 SBOs. Necro's really strong. Or he's not really strong, but he's really viable. Oh, very nice. No, you just for that one you probably tap parry and react. For Remy, if you were doing like OS parries, you'd probably be doing like OS parry into like close forward, and then do super. Which links from close forward. If you guess the wrong direction with a parry, you always get hit. You can OS parry high or low. There's always that component. There's also always the component that they do a late attack, which doesn't get parried because you hit the. It's after you hit the button. Urian just does crouch fierce. Urian doesn't really do guess parry into like combos, but he doesn't really just do combos in footsies. So there you go. You probably do like guess parry. You do OS parry into like stand fierce, something like that. OS parry into low forward. OS parry into throw. That was a punish. Immaculate placement. After game cancel. Jesus Christ, that very slow walk-in followed by a very delayed jump followed by a very delayed dive kick. That looked like him throwing her out of a Karakusa. Giant charge. The giant charge buffer is really important to the game's engine, but you have to play in a very specific way with your execution to avoid it. Urian, you occasionally see OS parry into one-hit crouch fierce into fireball into super, or like things like that. And if the crouch fierce hits, you do the fireball super. And the crouch fierce doesn't hit, you just do the fireball. Or even crouch fierce taunt, you occasionally see. Canceling crouch fierce into taunt is OG. He's dead. That is one dead necro. Yes, you can cancel into taunt. Urian's one of the only characters where it's even a little bit useful. Taunts work like special moves when it comes to canceling. There aren't that many useful normal link combos. You can find a pretty good list of all of them in the Link Combo Encyclopedia, which is a YouTube video. Just search Third Strike. Don't even search Third Strike, just search Link Combo Encyclopedia, you'll find it. But it's got pretty much every useful link. But linking is not that common in Third Strike. Only for linking supers for the most part. He can kill with this if he's good. That's a good start. He had to modify his setup because of screen position. But he could have done it a different way. This is how Oro has to play against Makoto. He did it pretty well. Lots and lots of jumping with lots and lots of parrying. You could punish that. This is 217. He could win off of this if he's good, if he's lucky. Went for the low, didn't get it. Is that Delta Red? He has to be really afraid of a dash punch now, because he decided to chip. Yup. Urian's taunt is a low. about 90% sure. I think that's the whole point of it. Let's punish. I'm not gonna do anything for Black Friday. Does anyone have any Black Friday plans? Does anyone know of any deals that I should be aware of? Any particular thing that's gonna be real good to buy? I got an Amazon Fire. I hope that doesn't drop in price now that I've just bought one. I wanted a tablet and that one was dirt cheap and it looked okay. He did super, he probably should have. Whoa! He can win. He just has to not fuck this up. Perfect. And this is death. There's no escaping this shit. I kind of want a new 3DS, but I already have a 3DS XL, but I hate how big it is. It's heavy. I already have a really nice PC, I don't need any new parts for it. I don't even know what needs replacing right now. Pretty much nothing. The oldest thing in it is the motherboard, and the motherboard is not something that's easy to replace, nor something that really needs replacing at all. I guess new RAM. I have 8 GB RAM, but we're probably at the point where I could do better. Probably at the point where 12 would actually help me. I have Skullgirls. I have a Game Boy Micro like behind me right now. I'm one of the people who owns one. I got a 970, that's a pretty solid video card. That's a really good response to Denshin. Ugh, he died anyway. I feel like there's some minor computer thing I wanted. I got a second hard drive, so I got 2 terabytes. I don't have an SSD, and I've always kind of wanted one, but I don't want one that much. I have a tablet. He did the baby combo. He did the undroppable combo and dropped it. That's one I've never seen. My computer takes like an hour to boot, and by an hour I mean 5 minutes, which feels like an hour. My cat's outside my door meowing as loud as possible. He must feel intimidated by my brother. That aura was Tommy Hair. Got a crouching opponent. You didn't need it for that one. Shoulder, you can always combo stand strong towards fierce or whatever. Ugh, that juggle would have killed. And he died. That was a critical drop, as we call it. Time out while I open my door to let my cat in because he's probably scared of my brother.
だからここは一発使ってってワンブロ勝利点そして波動電気これはさあ
My cat is now in my room with me.
さあこれはクミさんあるのか追い込んでるそしてゲージがないなんとか溜まるうちにそして自分も溜めていく上出るかさあこれは来ましたクニさんトップを蹴散らしました今クニさんって言わないといけないなんか、はい、逆転劇が面白いこれなんか立場が逆転したら面白いもう合気が震えてるから今あそうちょっと合気が震えてるもんあそういうことまあでもほら今ボタン持ちが何個ぐらい落ちてきたんですかいやもうあとボタン持ちいらないですよもうクニさんでいけますクニさんでいけます、おーさあ黒田さんの頼もしいお言葉まさかここまで来るのはもういつ買ってもおかしくないですよこれさあもうボタン持ちがいっぱい切って充電完了のクニさんだがこれは合気に対して電人って意外とめんどくさいですよね重ねがねアシュラで逃げられるっていうのがあって難しいような気もするけどまあここはクニさんなんでなぜ出ない自動だからかなちょっと竜巻とかちょっと早かったのかな押すの
Full screen EX fireballs.
難しいでもあんま飛ばないの偉いなと思ってああこれは出し切ったなこれは厳しいしたよこれは厳しいな
James Chen and CBS2 are like the greatest combo of all time.
あれが出ると調子いいからねなるほど中足メッパそうそうそう
I miss when James Chen was a lab monster.
俺の方が強いんじゃいいみたいな
One day I want to be James Chen.
これもただお互い地上戦に難ありなんで火力の高い優が噛み合ったら結構ワンチャンあるんですよねほら中足の疲れて結構逃してるでしょああいうのがねこの今のなんかなんだろう流れなんで、ね、
The one-hit combo was James Chen, but it wasn't CBS2. Although there was CBS2 in it. Anti-air towards strong.
対空鎖骨ですよここで遅らせた中継あのね対空鎖骨結構性能いいよそういうこと
Oh, that empty cancel. Oh my god, that utter choke. He had a fat punish there. Yeah, that's the absolute correct punish. I mean, a lot of people have been asking me to play Super Mario 64 Last Impact, but I'll hear what you have to say. I'm probably not going to play a new game for a little while. Probably just going to go make a bunch of Street Fighter stuff for a few weeks. Wow. That was pretty much a death zone. Even if Ryu parried that, he had to parry the entire super. It needed to be parried the entire super. Match could have done another super. Vagant story. A lot of people have suggested that very recently. I haven't played it. It would be blind. It'd probably be pretty entertaining. SNES JRPG I've not played. That's pretty much Final Fantasy VI. I guess I haven't played that much of Earthbound. I've played both of those games, but I didn't get very far. Nice juggle. I'm pretty sure Ibuki has pretty much fireball invulnerability from pretty much the first frame with her slide in this game. Randy! Nice. どっちも反応できなかったみたいな。和解ですね完全に。ここでも和解がそうだったねって。まあ最初の時だねせっかくだし。Walk in purposefully, then block. Match is so good. A link from Stand Light Punch. That was a cool punish. Like far Stand Light Punch? She can do her target combo from it. Jab strong short. Post Stand Light Punch, she's got her target combos, but I can't think of any other one. Jab into sweep? That doesn't sound like a Street Fighter 3 combo at all.
東西戦はこれにて終了ということで、続きまして終わったな、なんか寂しかったな。とりあえずですね、じゃあ抜きさんの声
So you can do jab, strong, low roundhouse, down roundhouse. That's kind of like a link from jab into sweep. Ibuki's fine in third strike. She's got like fair matchups across the board. Alright, who wants to be my victim in Street Fighter 5?